Okay, we have still got a lot of stuff to do. Let's hope for the best. It's past 9 p.m. already, isn't it? I wonder if Mr. Edgeworth has already found Mystic Maya. Cause I sincerely doubt this, my friend. These things take time. I'd say probably not. The police are professionals, Pearls. They'll find her, so don't you worry. Whether or not they'll find her alive or they'll find her corpse, I can't actually tell you, and I'm not about to, you know... I'm not gonna lie to you. You're a disturbingly mature 8-year-old. So, there you go. If we can win a not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay. You're right. But that's gonna be a problem if he hired an assassin, which I think he did. So the real person who killed Mr. Cordia was that assassin, Mr. Shelley the Killer, right? And the card Miss Andrews found at the crime scene seems to be proof of that. As I'm guessing very few people know of Shelley the Killer in general. So I doubt it's like a copycat thing. But if that's the case, then a new question comes to mind. Who was the one that hired the killer to begin with? Who is his client? You mean, who asked for the murder? That person didn't want to dirty their own hands in blood. But whoever this client is, they're still a killer. Legally. Funny how that works. Who could have hired the assassin? Do you think it was Mr. Andrews? Well, that seems that doesn't seem very likely. I wonder. But if she was the client, then why go through the effort to stab the knife into the corpse herself? That don't make no sense. But if Miss Andrews wasn't the client, then no, it can't be. Matt Engarde himself? Probably. If Mr. Engarde really did hire the assassin, then he's not innocent at all. Far from it. He'd be guilty of the crime. But it can't be Engarde, right? I mean, when we first talked with him... Mr. Engarde, I'd like to ask you one more question. Did you kill Juan? Alright, just so we're clear, dude. I didn't kill anyone, and that includes Juan. Okay? Okay. Yes, and that would technically be the truth. I didn't see any Cyclops at the time. Actually, that reminds me. Did you remember something, Mr. Nick? Yeah, something Miss Andrews said at the trial today. She said something interesting. So, what's the interesting thing? Oh, that's right. You didn't hear it, did you, Pearls? You were busy being an entirely separate person. Juan had bet everything on the Jamma Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was gonna make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought, anyway. It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. And boy howdy, let me tell you, that would be unfortunate. Mr. Engarde's secret. What is the secret? I don't know. Hiring an assassin to kill rival actors? I mean, it's feasible. I don't know yet. But for now, let's think about it this way. Mr. Cordia was going to reveal this secret, which means Mr. Engarde had plenty of motive to have him killed. Which means we have to meet with Engarde. There's no way around it now. Hachi, hachi, ha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Okay. Wow, it's really getting late, isn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it's past 9 p.m. already. Well, excuse me. There's a hair tickling my throat. But we still have some things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. There's still a matter of this secret Cordia held about Mr. Engarde and Miss Andrews' real intentions. These are two things I must know tonight. But aren't visiting hours at the detention center? I'm sure we'll think of something, Pearls. Don't you worry. Do not worry your tiny, adorable face. I will find a way. I am Phoenix Wright. Sup, old bag? Maybe if we walk past, nothing bad will happen. Hey, wait! Ah, dang it. What is it, whippersnapper? All I know is nothing that has anything to do with you is ever good. Yeah, I do seem to deal with a lot of murder. Like, just now I was handed this strange device for who knows what reason. And I was told to use it to search the whole hotel. That's the bug sweeper, ain't it? The one Gumshoe made. I don't know, and frankly, I don't care, but the request came from Edgeworth, so... Edgeworth? And he said, and I quote, "If you feel angry, direct your anger at that unsophisticated lawyer. So I'm gonna feel free to direct all my anger towards you." Gee, thanks a bundle, Edgeworth. What a pal you are! I mean, he just really does not want to actually speak to her, ever. so I don't like it, but I get it. This is absolutely top secret, so you'd better keep it to yourself. If I heard they found a spy camera hidden in one of the presents. Yeah. Very interesting. And I'm sure it was. You know, if it was to catch poor Juan in the middle of a scandalous meeting. Scandalous? What's that? It means, you know that gossip that's been going around, about Juan. Oh, you mean that thing about Miss Andrews. But I'm sure she must have had some reason for getting close to him. I'll let you in on another secret, youngin'. I know who planted that spy camera. Yeah, unlikely. I don't think that Lotta's nearly rich enough to be able to afford a giant stuffed bear like that. Spying on people by herself, as if I wouldn't want to see it for myself too. Wow, the alien actually admitted her true intentions for a change. I don't know what you're thinking exactly, but I can bet that it's nothing good. I didn't say anything. She didn't say you did. So, you want to know about Juan and that manager, right? Actually, as I hear it, they were something of a refreshing pair, those two. Eh? I tell you, Juan really welcomed that manager with open arms, I heard. That manager? Who are you talking about? You don't know? That manager woman Juan had. It's a shame she killed herself, though. Oh, you're talking about Miss Celeste Impax, Miss Andrews' mentor, right? Yes, that's the one. That's Celeste girl. She was supposed to get married, you know. Married? To Gordia? Really, you young kids today don't know anything, do you? That girl Celeste killed herself 3 days after their marriage announcement. Well, that just seems suspicious. 3 days after their marriage announcement? What in the... Why would Impax want to kill herself? She was gonna get married. Well, that's because she was thrown away, you see, by Juan. What? But they were going to get married, right? They promised each other, yeah? They held a grand announcement session, but 3 days later, Juan suddenly canceled their marriage. Is that true? It was in the weekly magazines. But why? Why did he do that? That wasn't in the magazines, unfortunately. I see. That night, after Juan called off the wedding, that manager, Celeste, killed herself. How terrible. Next level bad. I wonder what happened between those two. It's kind of hard to be able to figure that one out, considering they're both dead. I mean, granted, we can apparently, use spirit channeling, but I guess we can't ever spirit channel anyone else, which is unfortunate. Backing up. On that night, there must have been at least a few hundred people here. I guess the police are done with their questioning and investigating. Looks like things have finally calmed down in the lobby, despite the fact that we've only ever seen it completely empty. They didn't even play sound effects to make it seem like it was busy. It doesn't look like Mr. Scruffy Detective is here. Well, he's out there with that camera asking around at all the electronic stores. I shall make salad! Looks like Pearls really appreciates what Gumshoe's doing for us. Mr. Nick, yes? I do not know where food is. I don't think I've ever bought lettuce before. I guess I have to give up on that. Guess the lack of lettuce is kind of a problem. Most certainly. Okay. To the affairs department! I want to get everything out of the way before I, decide to go talk to anybody. Feels sort of tense in here, doesn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it does. Wonder if something happened. You're Mr. Engarde's lawyer, right? Yes, sir. Well, we finally found just the person we've been looking for. A real decisive witness. A decisive witness?! You mean for the Engarde case? We're taking the witness statement right now. Gotta hand it to Mr. Edgeworth, you see. What's Edgeworth up to now? Who is this witness? I think you know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer. Mr. Nick? Between the kidnapper's demand and now this. I can't see any way to win here. Oh, yeah. Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something. He did? Even though visiting hours are long over at the detention center, he wanted me to grant you special permission, so there you go. Oh, neat. I've already called them so they know. Go on, go talk to your heart's content. Thank you very much. That's good news. Go talk to your heart's content. Sounds like the police are pretty sure they have this tomorrow's trial in the bag. That's a mild problem. Oh, sure. Everyone chooses this trial to be competent. I'm sure they must have transferred Miss Andrews here by now. So that means that both Miss Andrews and Mr. Engarde are here. Well then, whose story do I want to hear? Neither, but let's go. We'll start with one. Dude, it's Mr. Wright. Man, you better get... I hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you. I hope so, too. Edgeworth just dropped a bombshell on me by saying that Juan was killed by an assassin, and the assassin's client is this man, Matt Engarde. What's wrong? Mr. Engarde, there's something I must know with 100% certainty. You seem kind of different. You're totally not your usual lawyer dude self. True that, my lawyer dude self is all up in this his house. About the press conference. You mean the one where Han was gonna dress up as the Nickel Samurai? Yeah, I heard a little more about it from Miss Andrews. Looked like he had a secret that could destroy your career. Could you please fill me in on what this secret is, please? Oh, fantastic. Oh, double fantastic. Yeah, this was coming. Don't tell me. Cyclops. You said a secret, right? I don't have any idea what it is. Do you, dude? I'll look around for clues. I'm assuming I don't really have a lot to work with right now. Well, I mean, I have a lot of stuff, but you know what I mean. Nothing new to use. Well, other than, I guess, maybe the... Oh. I thought I'd have, like, the camera in, like, the bear. Okay. Did you know about Cordia and Miss Andrews' relationship? Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. But I don't know any of the details, if that's what you mean. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't care what Juan did with his life. Miss Andrews, she had a purpose in mind when she started seeing him. Her mentor was his manager, now wasn't it? And Miss Andrews was going to get Miss Celestia's Impact's suicide note from him. Celeste. Does that jog any memories? He got hungry? Okay. Oh, Pearl. You're so tiny and not very bright. It's funny how she knows such big words and concepts. It's the simple stuff that just kind of flies over her. Ah, I got cut off. That's too bad. Well, how about we get our minds off this topic and talk about something else? G.O. Jimmy Jillikers. Mr. Engarde, are you connected to Miss Impact's suicide in some way? Well, considering how much Andrews seems to hate the guy, makes sense. Let's see. If I back it up, and then maybe go back. Now then, whose story do I want to hear? Aha! No, it's you. I am sorry about all of the glasses that you broke. I'm sorry to be visiting at such a late hour. But there are a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight. Me? I thought your client was Matt. I'm sure Miss Andrews knows something. She can't be clueless about the secret Cordia had on Mr. Engarde. I do have had some vague idea. Bare minimum. I'd like to ask you about Matt Engarde, if you don't mind. Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean. You seem to bear a lot of resentment towards him, especially for a manager. If that's the case, then why are you his manager? And why would you become intimate with his rival? That has nothing to do with this case. Nothing. Well, that's a lie! About Miss Celeste Impacts. I'd finally put her death behind me. And now, thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface. I'm sorry. I don't feel good about this! Yes, I was shocked by her suicide. And it's true that when I heard the rumor that Juan was the one who had hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. But I wanted to get her suicide note back, and to burn it. You wanted to burn it? Why? I didn't want it to spread like just another piece of gossip. But I never held any murderous intent towards Juan. I'd never do something so stupid. I mean, you did stab his corpse. So, I mean, there was obviously some pent-up aggression in there that you were able to do something with, but that's neither here nor there, I suppose. Suicide note, huh? Wonder what that was all about. Why did you try to frame Engarde specifically? Well, that's simple. Because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't it the duty of every good citizen to inform the police? But there had to be another way. Instead of, you know, tampering with a crime scene, you could have just said, oh yeah, he did it! He did it! The police are excellent at doing their job whenever they feel like it, so they'd have figured it out, right? Yes, they're so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death. Miss Andrews? Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason. So, please tell me why you did what you did. Revenge! Ah, yes. Now that's something. Did you just say something now? Interesting. A psych lock, huh? Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy. But I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say, revenge! What's the question that I'm trying to get answered here? I wonder why. I don't really know myself. When I realized what I was doing, I had already stabbed the knife into Juan's body. Crazy! I'm not sure. Oh. I actually have to pull out the thingamabob. I actually have to pull out the thingamabob. You can't present evidence when you open up the court record. You actually have to go into your inventory. I want to know what the question is. Can you please tell me why you did the thing? I already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike him. You may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge. So you're saying I was taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why? What an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for, other than the fact that I hate him. Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. And there's something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. I mean, it can't be as obvious as just... Or it is. Celeste. There's only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings, and even revenge. And that's Miss Impact's suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. True, true, true. On top of that, the one who hit her suicide note was also Juan. Why does all this have to do with Matt? You're right, you haven't mentioned him. Yet. But for you to hate Mr. Engarde, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Impact's and her suicide. That I can't. Don't have the evidence to support that little notion. I shall return. Back it up. Oh, Mr. Wright, please, you have to help me. Uh-oh. Oh, Powers. What happened? Why are you here? You see, I got roped into this somehow. What? And now I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial? So the decisive witness is Mr. Powers? I was talking with a detective until a little while ago, and I was on my way home, when all of a sudden, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here. Oh. They said my face and whole self in general looks suspicious or something. Rude! Well, I guess I can see how they thought you looked suspicious. I'm just a normal guy on an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime? I'm going to say no, but I don't know the laws of everywhere on Earth. So about this testimony you're giving, what are you going to talk about? I really don't know yet, but it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me. You saw something important and you don't know what it was? Oh, well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, especially not that lawyer, he said. Why do you think who do you think that lawyer the detective was talking about? I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Nick. Mr. Maya and myself are your only two allies in this whole world, but it's all right. Ow. I don't really have a lot of friends, do I? People that would actually say, oh yes, Phoenix Wright, my friend. Well, he hasn't shown up, but I mean, you got Larry. I mean, one way or another, I probably would say that, regardless of the animosity that still lingers, I still say that you and Edgeworth are friends to some capacity. Detective Gumshoe works on an opposite side of you at most cases, but again, you guys are pretty friendly whenever the opportunity presents itself. I think I'd even go so far as to say Lotta's your friend. I'm just not sure what you'd have to do to get any of them to admit that is. Regardless, this is gonna do a lot of damage to Matt, you know. He's got that refreshing like a spring breeze image going. What is he really like? Well, let's see. Matt's always been kind of a player with women. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say, it's just a game to justify himself. Dark. What? How horrible! That's unforgivable! Crimes against the idea of love are the things that make Pearl angriest! Ow, sorry. Didn't mean to offend you. But you know, he said once, there's one person in the world who won't swoon over me. One person who won't swoon over him? His manager, you know? Miss Adrian Andrews. Why is Mr. Power suddenly looking kind of energetic? I know not. You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities in their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? A dazzling sort of image, but aren't you part of that dazzle? No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, brutish kind of guy, you see. But it's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of the other stars around me as things happen. Well, that's true. Oh, hey, so did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide? You mean Miss Impax? We heard something about how her wedding was canceled? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought about it a little the other day, about the mysterious death. Mr. Wright, why don't you ask me about that? Go on, do it. Do the thing. He's so charged up, his skin is practically glowing with electricity. Oh my god, is that a reference to Blanca? Because, I mean, they're both Capcom games, and he does bear at least a passing resemblance with the hair. Hey, so have you heard this? Celeste left a suicide note. And they say that Juan went and hid it. We heard about that in court today. But there wasn't any actual proof that she'd ever done so. Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for Juan, that is. Something bad for Cordia? Why do you figure so? Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends. And she said, it looks like I got caught up with a truly insidious man. A truly insidious man. Did she mean Cordia by that? Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? And that would be reason enough for him to hide the suicide note. I see. Well, that is actually some pretty good info. Hanky, you're welcome. Mr. Engarde and Miss Andrews, they're both at the detention center right now. Still things I don't understand or know about, I'm sure. I have to get the two of them to tell me everything. Why, that sounds like a stylish ringtone. Mr. Nick, your phone. Hey, that's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? I don't like the sound of this ringtone right now. Sounds kind of ominous. Yeah, I know. Hello? We're in trouble now, pal! I'll be back in the office real soon. What's wrong? Something really unexpected just happened. Mr. Edgeworth, Edgeworth? Anyway, hurry and get back to the office, pal. I don't know what's going on. Oh, boy. Hello? He got cut off. What's going on, Mr. Nick? Gumshoe said we need to go back to the office right away. We should probably hurry back. I'm scared. What are you talking about, Mr. Nick? Pull yourself together. Be a man. Maybe it'll be good news. Somehow I doubt that. Okay, well, a blue skidoo. What took you so long, pal? Mr. Edgeworth couldn't stick around forever and had to go. Well, what happened? We got him! We know who bought the spy camera. Eh? That was surprisingly fast. This quickly? And this bear's what gave them away, pal. The bear. I figured it out, pal. I figured that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera. Sure, buddy. But wasn't it Mr. Edgeworth? Shh, pearls. And go on. There's only one person who bought one of those bears who's related to this crime. Who is it? Who could be so rude as to spy on another person in their room? Matt Engarde. Huh? Matt Engarde, your client. That's who, pal. And here I thought things couldn't get any worse. Are you sure you heard right? That the person who bought the bear was Engarde? I heard it from the department store clerk, pal. This is the credit card receipt for the purchase. It's for $3,800, pal. That's an exact match to the price of that stuffed bear. A receipt? That's all you have? Nah, it's not just the receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me. I'm sure I sold the bear to Mr. Engarde. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. Engarde's autograph out of it, pal. So, I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was probably himself. My sight is failing me. This can't be. Oh, that's not good. So, what about the spy camera we found? That was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you for you to file away into evidence. That is helpful. Thank you. I know you don't want to give up, pal. Never thought I didn't think it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in his room was on guard. Why would he do that? I bet it was to catch Miss Andrews and Cordy in one of their rendezvous. And I bet it's not good enough for me. I have to know the absolute truth behind this camera. You gonna see him? On guard, I mean? Yes. I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I know, Pearl. I am too. I wonder what we'll find out next. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's not gonna be fun. I'm scared myself, but I have to put on a good face for Pearl. Not on guard, what in the world have you done? Okay. The only thing is there anything else I can do? Go back to his house! Shoo, are you here? Are you okay? Looks like no one's around. What happened to the person with that stuffed teddy face? Oh, she must mean the butler with the stitches in his face. Shoo! Kitty! Oh, there you are. I guess you're still awake, aren't you? I'm a cat. I can sleep and walk around whenever I want. Come on, let's play. He's a good kitty. I wonder if that butler, Mr. Doe, is already asleep or not. I wonder if I could break down the door! I wonder if that motorcycle is just hanging onto onto those wires. Like, a bunch of wires were put up there and then the motorcycle was put into it, like some kind of trapeze. Or if it's actually attached to those things, and if I cut some of the wires, the motorcycle would swing down and bust the door down like a Rube Goldberg machine. I guess that you need a few more steps for Rube Goldberg. I guess you could just say Wrecking Ball. Never did actually look at that. A giant bicycle's flying through the air! That bicycle, Pearls, is one where you don't have to pedal, and it moves on its own. A magic bike! Well, it's hard to disappoint you, it can't fly. Oh, well, that's too bad. Aw. I want to go in here. This where friend be. There's a small door at the bottom of this bigger door, Mr. Nick. And I bet it's for the cat to use. Oh, you mean Shoo. Door, it's locked tight. Well, I guess this is to keep nosy people like me from entering it. To finding your friend! Hachi-machi. There's another door over there. You shouldn't go wandering over there. Yeah, I know. Now I know how Maya feels when I tell her to stop playing around. It's a neat little reversal. Oh, there's a giant cooking hearth here. It's actually a fireplace. How are they different, Mr. Nick? I don't know. I've never heard of a cooking hearth. You know, I've never actually seen a hearth before, come to think of it. Yeah, okay. You should come and visit Faye Manor, then. I'll show you one when you do. It's a very comfortable and spacious lounge set. I wonder if famous stars drop by and sit around and have a good time. In any case, I don't really belong here, do I? Phoenix, you're a star that shines like no other. What is with me and feeling inferior today? The world is just conspiring against you. If you weren't such a colossal underdog, I mean, I guess the stakes would be a little less tense. If everyone was always on your side and easily swayed by your opinion and logic, we wouldn't have any real challenge or drama to the stakes of everything. So it's sort of an unfortunate byproduct of that. But rest assured, Phoenix, I can say 100% that in the realms of the other world where your life is a mere video game, you're considered to be a real awesome guy. Probably one of the coolest ones in all of gaming. That's my personal opinion, anyway. Ah, masks! Yeah, that one in the middle is the Steel Samurai. The one next to that are the Pink Princess and the evil Magistrate. They fought in many battles against the backdrop of Neo Oldie Tokyo. You really know about the Steel Samurai, Mr. Nick. I don't know whether to laugh or cry that I know more about that show than a kid. Well, I assume Maya wouldn't stop talking about it. And I don't know if you've got a TV in there, but if you do, she probably watched it there. Okay, so, ho-hum, Ho hum. Ho hum, ho hum, ho hum. Oh, I didn't realize I had the bear there, too. And the transmitter. And, okay. That's 4 pieces of evidence. Well. Oh. Okay, hang on. Moving away. And moving in. Hello. You're working really late, you know. It's already past 10 p.m., dude. I think it's time you told me the truth. Relax. Don't you know that ignorance is bliss? If you really want to know, let's talk. Alrighty. What you gotta say about all this stuff, my dude? I got evidence linking you to stuff. You have a lot of locks. This is an uphill battle. Now, let's hear what this secret of yours is. What if Mr. Cordia had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? Told you before, dude. I don't know. I don't know anything about Juan, okay? Look, Mr. Red, I can keep on saying it until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Juan any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on, I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. Huh? I know you paid close attention to Cordia, especially on that night. Well, what this... friggin... Whoa, whoa, what? Oh, I have three pages now. Ugh, that confused me. Someone used this camera to secretly film Mr. Cordia's room the night of the murder. Secretly film? What? What you talking about? What? And then sent the images the camera took with this transmitter. Wow, but dude, where was this camera you're talking about hidden? In a giant stuffed bear that you purchased! The spy camera was hidden in this bear's eye. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. There we go, that's some progress. Huh. I guess Juan had a few of those kind of fans too, huh, dude? Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. You sure, dude? Who else could it be from? The person who gave this bear? Why, it's the dude that I be speaking to with the rude tood! Mr. Engarde, don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude. But he says he knows you. How could you forget such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you? He says that the one who put the camera in his eye was you, Engarde. If I didn't know how you work in court, I'd think I was in some serious trouble. Come on, this is all a joke, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? All right, fine. Here's proof that it was you who did the thing with the stuff. I mean, I'm assuming this is it. You're the one that bought the bear, so. I have here 1 credit card receipt, Mr. Engarde. It's from when you bought that stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell from that is that I spent $3,800. I go to that department store all the time, okay? This $3,800, this could be the toothbrush I bought that one time. Who knows? A $3,800 toothbrush! It's ivory. And it's got elephant hair for bristles. Okay, well, even if I'm completely off base and you're not a horrible monster who hired an assassin, the fact that you were willing to buy something like that, it definitely is not a good sign. Ew, elephant hair. Is that what rich people use nowadays? Rich, awful people who are totally cool buying products made from elephants. Those things are endangered, or at least they're on the verge of it. Anyway. The store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph. Did you not? Dude, you should have said that earlier. So can I ask you one thing? Yes. You're my lawyer, right, dude? So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like stupid lawyer talk to me. Okay, can we stop talking about this now? No, not yet. I haven't asked why you set the camera up yet. And what your secret is. Of course, it would be strictly confidential. So, what are you gonna do now? I'm gonna find out what I want to know. Because I have to. I am a lawyer. The reason you hid the camera in Mr. Cordia's room and filmed it in secret is... because of... The killer? Okay, the music stopped. Like, I don't actually have any clue. What is this card? Maybe he doesn't know about the card. This is a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly the Killer, and I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelley the Killer? That's ridiculous! Why would I know some shady scumbag like him? If you really don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? Because his name is actually D Killer? This is it. I'm starting to get to the truth! Can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Mr. Matt Engarde, I know why you know Mr. the Killer. It's because you're his client! Since you're the one who set up the camera, that means you knew. You knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how? How would you know something like that? It's because you're his client. That's why. You hired Shelley the Killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Cordia. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Engarde. Uh-oh, the ominous music just started up. And here I was trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought anyway. Oh, crap, so I'm right. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna consult myself, okay? Wait, yourself? What does that mean? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway. About time for what? I think it's time for you to... Whoa! I didn't to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer. Thank you, delay. Okay, hi! Where did you even get that drink? Holy crap, he is legitimately Two-Face! In all the senses of the word. Dude's just got a freaking wine glass he could swirl around evilly. Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. So you are Shelley the Killer's client. You didn't really think I'd dirty my own hands in this, did you? What do you mean? And that woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself, trying to stick the crime on me. I didn't think she had it in her. But all I care about is that Juan is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer? Oh, no. You're lying. What a terrible. It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on and let us grown-ups talk about more adult things. But why? Why did you hide the video camera? A weakling soon believes the words of others, just like that pathetic Adrian. He knew about Miss Andrews' secret. Well, that's not too surprising. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Huh? Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deed over their heads. And a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess? And that's why? Yes, that's where the video comes in. I guess we're just kind of ignoring the fact that there's a security guard and a camera in here. It's got his face and the crime scene recorded on it, preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay, and even blackmail him if I want. That's right, that video's my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright? Didn't they talk about how the killer values trust between the client and himself more than anything? I wonder if he knows about this. Why would you do something so wrong? Because I'm a grown-up and I can. Good enough of an answer for you, little girl? That's a terrible answer, and it just means you're psychotic. Well, so why did you kill him? Because he was about to sling so much dung onto my beautiful public image. Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they? This is all because of the press conference, isn't it? If Mr. Cordy had been able to give it, then Mr. Engarde's secret would have... Ah, well, that's what we call taking advantage of the situation, you know? I had no interest in doing it, really, but bit by bit it crept up on me. And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought. And that's how Mr. Cordy ended up dead? Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used and thrown away. Put on a sweet, innocent face and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it. The assassin, too. Oh, and how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone, all working their butts off for me, Matt Engarde. Oh, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet. How could I have been so deceived by you all this time? When we first met, I asked if you had killed Juan, and you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone. Hey, now, I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was that tequila guy, right? All I'm guilty of is taking a catnap in my room. You killed Mr. Cordia. Dare you to say that in court tomorrow. Ah, but too bad, you can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How's that sound? Aw, but you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't do. Maya, you wouldn't want to test a killer. He's a man of his word, so I hear. You could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. You scoundrel! So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire, I think I'd give it all my all tomorrow. I was actually pretty proud of how eloquent I was being able to read this dialogue until then. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution. I'll get you for this. That's such a cliche phrase. Juan said something just like that, if memory serves. Of course, well, we all know how well things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. Maya, what am I supposed to do? And now you finally found it. Oh, hi, Edgeworth. The starting line of this case. Were you just hiding in the shadows? Edgeworth. I don't care for the horrid atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. One walk to the precinct later. With full of awkward silences, I assume. All right, what are you gonna do? If you plan on changing your strategy. No. We can't do that. That's right. He's holding Maya hostage. What should I do? That's not something I can answer for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Right, only you can decide where to go from here. 1 year ago, at that time, I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. And that is why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt that I couldn't stand in a court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, Wright, it's your turn. My turn? I don't have a year to go soul-searching, nor the money or funds to go to Europe. What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one? You must find the answer, and you must find it on your own. Being told it kind of robs you of the entire experience. I'm a lawyer, but to fight for someone who's clearly a killer? Mad on guard. That man is really... It doesn't matter who, every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis of your judicial system? Proper defense? What exactly is that? Is it where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? That's kind of how it works in the real world. Ironic that you, of all people, should say such a thing. Isn't that exactly how you fought for your clients up until now? I mean, yeah. The difference being they actually were innocent. Well, that may be true, but that's because I believe my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart. But if I were to get on guard and acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who were suffering and in pain. But when I look at this mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. I just don't know what to do! Right? Would you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong. I got what wrong? We aren't some sort of heroes, we're only human, you and I. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say? You're a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do. People like you and Franziska von Karma are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth isn't with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict for a man I clearly know to be guilty. Franziska, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record. That's all. Well, and it's kind of a shame that she's lost that, isn't it? And? Isn't it the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Because your precious win record was destroyed? You are so petty! I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you are mistaken. What are you? Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, I began to realize the error of my ways. I realized that things such as a perfect record were meaningless. What? I don't believe you. Are you saying that is why you left the prosecutor's office? But then, why? Why are you here now? The answer to that is something you will find out on your own. I have faith you'll see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, then you'll be powerless to change the ending of this story. Mr. Nick, the transceiver. I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can obtain an acquittal tomorrow? My. What is the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time. Tell me, please. Why are you holding Maya hostage for Mr. Engarde's sake? Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer? Right. Please don't misunderstand things. He is my client. Don't toy with me! A man who hires an assassin is just as much of a killer himself! I believe you are asking me for a reason as to why I am doing what I am. Yeah. That is what I like to call my aftercare. What the heck is aftercare? My name carries a certain amount of honor? Really? Really, Brain? This is important. Honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for my handiwork. That is what is called client relations, and it's part of an assassin's duty. An assassin's duty? I guess this game did come out before Assassin's Creed, so they couldn't even make that reference, but that would have made more sense. We were unlucky this time, and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney, and to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end. What is your name? I believe I told you once before. However, you did, but my name is DeKiller. Shelly DeKiller. You're Shelly DeKiller? Please keep in mind you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a DeKiller, I always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain, it'd be my duty as an assassin to see to it she receives a nice long nap. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Now then, if you'll excuse me, if someone were to trace this signal back to me, it'd be quite troublesome. I mean, I already knew that, but that's a bombshell for them. Maya, not Maya, Pearl, did you hear the cat meow? I don't know what to say. Edgeworth! Hmm? Did you hear that? At the end of that transmission. Huh? Oh, that. Sounded like a cat. A cat? It can't be! Can it? What is it? I think I know where Shelly DeKiller is holding Maya hostage! Edgeworth, have all your police units head for Engarde Mansion immediately! Alright, you hurry over as well then. Don't lose hope yet, Pearls! The fight's only just begun! Yeah! Running like a madman! But first I have to go to the hotel. Because apparently Phoenix can't go anywhere without it being some sort of weird, obtruse Venn diagram. Maya! Please answer us! Mystic Maya! We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape unless he already has, which he might probably, I don't know, let's be honest, he probably heard the cat meow and go, wow, crikey, better leg it. Assuming he's still in the area. Can't believe it, that butler, all this time he was the killer. He and Engarde were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of time. Okay, well then what did they leave this for? It's a figurine of a bear, the very same bear Maya found. There are a lot of cuts in it for some reason. A bear? Isn't that more of a thing for Mr. Cordia? Why would something like this be here? Now of all times. Right, look down. There's a little pet door installed here. I'm sure that's for Shu. Is the cat okay? Do you think that this came through that little door? This door. It's locked. Well, I'm pretty used to breaking doors down by now. Let's go, Edgeworth. Friendship! There's no one here. From the looks of this room, I'd say this is Engarde's private lounge. Look at this right. An antenna for sending and receiving radio signals on a VCR. Check inside the deck. If there's a tape, it would be an important piece of evidence. If we're lucky, it'll have the moment the crime was committed recorded on it. I'm sorry, but the tape deck is empty. No tape to be found. Dang it, that would have been really handy. But there's no mistake that someone used this to record something. Looks like someone took the tape we're looking for and escaped with it. That's never good. That's never good. Okay, well, let's take a closer look at this stuff. It's a VCR and an antenna. The footage that the spy camera took at the scene of the crime was beamed here and recorded on tape. If only we had that tape, it would have really been helpful. But is the cat okay? It's Engarde's computer. Why couldn't you have used this to get help? Mr. Nick, where's the power switch? Oh, I get it. So that's what happened. She couldn't find the power switch. Otherwise, we're gonna have a long talk when this is over about modern technology and how to use it. I can't read all the labels, but this is a very large collection of videotapes. Looks like Engarde taped all of his own shows. And probably a bunch of people he didn't like. A huge television and speakers loom largely here. I'm sure if Maya saw this, she'd say, I'd die a happy samurai fan if I could see the Nickel Samurai on a TV like this. Yeah, that's what she'd say. Ah! I can't believe I just made a joke about Maya, all things considered. Aw, these two are peas in a pod. Can I... Yeah, the wine cellar! Boom, shakalaka! We've searched all over, but it looks like he got away. I'm sorry. Looks like he slipped out of our grasp this time. And now, we've lost our only lead. Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking to you to be her pillar. Yeah, you're right. We're close, I can tell. We've already set up checkpoints along every route leading out of this district. Leave the rest to us. You know, if you had told me in the last game that I would trust Edgeworth on something like this, I'd have called you a crazy person. But I guess I'm nuts, because I believe him. This seems to be a bit of a connective thread. This looks like a picture of Miss Impax. With love, Celeste. Miss Impax? You mean... Yeah, Cordia's former manager. Why would a picture of Miss Impax be in Mr. Engarde's mansion? And why does it say with love? This might be a clue. I'm just gonna casually slide that into my pants pocket. What's wrong, Pearls? Please let me see that picture frame! Huh? What's so special about the frame? On the back! There's something written on the back of the frame! Maya! It's Mystic Maya! She left us a message! What? I thought you'd come. I knew you would. Now listen up. You'd better get Engarde a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you. Ever! I'm fine. So you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time left. Pearly, you're there too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's got to watch out for the helpless lunk. That's it for now, Nick. I guess I'll talk to you later. Okay, I am not even gonna lie to you. Oh, okay, my eyes got a little misty there. Mystic Maya. Right. What's wrong? Why the blank stare? Oh, nothing. We've searched the house, and this is the last room. Looks like he eluded us. Edgeworth. Yes? As far as clues go, I think this is about all I'm gonna get. But I'm still short one last thing. What's that? If I want the absolute truth, that's the only place I'm gonna be able to find it. If I could just find out what secret she's holding, then I think I stand a chance in court tomorrow to blow this case wide open and expose the truth. I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center. Thanks, Edgeworth. Let's go, Pearls. It's time to open that last lock. Good evening, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You look ill. Well, one of the closest friends Phoenix has ever had in his entire life basically said, "Don't worry about me, let me die as long as you get this guy declared guilty." And despite the fact that he wants to save her more than probably anything in the world at this exact moment, a lot of conflicting feelings are probably going through him right now. Miss Andrews, I've come to remove your psych lock. Psych lock? I want to know, and you will tell me, your secret. Fine. Go ahead. Try to break me if you can. It's not a matter of if. I have to. Neither of us are going anywhere until I do. Okay. Someone on the past, and we just gotta bring up. Okay. Now, how is Matt attached to all of this? Would mean, care to explain the relation between them? Well, this is certainly interesting. This is a photo of Miss Impax, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away, though. With love, Celeste. This is Miss Impax's handwriting, isn't it? Where did you find this? No, that's all right. It was a rhetorical question. Yeah, it is. I found this at Engarde's mansion. And after all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed. Adrian, you have no reason to trust me. You have even less reason to like me. But I promise, one way or another, I'm gonna make this right. I will. Celeste, she was supposed to get married to Juan. Yes, but I heard that it didn't work out. Because Mr. Cordia didn't want to get married to her anymore, right? Yes, because of Matt. Because of Mr. Engarde? What do you mean? I think I can see where this is going. Celeste, she was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at the time. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together. So that's why. With Love, Celeste is written on the frame of that picture. They were a couple, weren't they? It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used. Toyed with until she was thrown away. That's horrible. Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. A scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that's where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him. Even happier than when she was with Matt. He only got with her to get stuff on Matt. She was being used again. Celeste and Juan were such a good match that they were even planning to get married. And then, it was suddenly called off. On the night Juan called their marriage off, Celeste, she killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste and for myself. I'm sure even you can guess why Juan called the wedding off, right? Matt confessed to Juan about his relationship with Celeste. I see. So that's what happened. But, then why did Mr. Cordia have to call off the wedding? I don't understand at all. It was probably because of his worthless male pride. Juan and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on Juan. He was aiming for when it would hurt Juan the most. Poor Miss Impax. That wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds, and so that she would never again be hurt by Matt, she chose to die. Then, when Juan discovered her body, he hid her note. Why would he do that? It's simple. Juan realized that note was a powerful weapon against Matt, and it'd be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image. In any case, with his pride hurt, Juan sought revenge. Revenge. There's that word again. I can't help but know that never ends well for anyone. Juan wanted to publicly disclose the contents of that suicide note. At a time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course. And that was at the press conference after the stage show. I know all about it, because I heard it all from Juan. It was so I could find out about all this that I drew close to Juan to begin with. They're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was something for them to use in their game. Neither of them even seemed to care. That night when I found Juan's body, it was only natural that I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two are always spying on one another, after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was gonna burn it. I'd even bought a lighter. But I couldn't find the suicide note. And that's when revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was gonna bring them my own kind of cruel revenge. I can't say that what you did was a good thing, but I'm not gonna try and pretend to say that I don't understand why you did it. Celeste was killed by those two monsters. So when I stabbed Juan's body with that knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. Oof. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still going to help that man? I'm a lawyer. I see. What a foul profession. Thank you much for your time, and for talking with me. It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway. I can't sleep either. Not with Maya's situation, or with what I know now.